Hey, what's up? Rich Lucas from Mummyfit. Thank you very much for downloading the video. I know you're here because you want to know how Katie got these great results in just 28 days. So and I understand you're busy, so I'm going to keep this as short and as quick to the point and tell you all about it. So, just first of all, a quick introduction and about how this Mummyfit program came about. My name's Rich Lucas. I'm a fitness professional. I'm also a dad, and I know the problems and the obstacles mums have to face when it comes to their own fitness and health and eating healthily and all that kind of thing. There's a picture of me with our son and my partner Lucy, and we've got another baby on the way in February. And I designed this program specifically that Lucy could follow it. And she did start following it, and then she got pregnant again, so we've had to put that on hold for a second. Okay, so just some of the obstacles that mums have to face. First of all is balancing kids in a home or a career. You don't have any time, you don't have any energy. You also get information overload. I mean, what you do is you join the gym, do you go to a slimming club? What exactly do you do? So I'm hoping to sort of cut through all that and give you a clear solution. And then you've always got the thing, there's the guilt factor of you've got your kids. You could go to the gym after the work, or you could go to the gym, but then you're not spending the time with the family. You get a bit of guilt thing, and of course there's no contest when it comes down to it. You'd always rather spend time with your family and your children rather than going to the gym. So they're just a few of the obstacles. You've probably got a lot more, but they're the ones I'm aware of. Okay, so right, a lot of people do slimming clubs. They do Slimming World, they do Weight Watchers, they do Jenny Craig. I mean, my day job is I'm a personal trainer, and I speak to a lot of ladies that do these slimming clubs, and it's the same story over and over again. I'm not a hater of these slimming clubs. I think they work really well to start with. I think if you've got a lot of weight to lose, I think going along to that, it makes you conscious of what you're eating, and it restricts your calories, okay, which to start with works. However, you may have found this yourself. You may have found that Weight Watchers or Slimming World did work for you, and now it's not working so well. If it is working, then great, you're still in that zone, but what happens is your body readjusts. So whereas before you could eat a certain amount of points a day, your body will readjust, and that points a day isn't no longer effective for losing weight. Okay, calorie restriction is actually quite bad for you long term. It causes hormonal damage. I never recommend calorie restriction. I actually recommend eating your calories, just eating the right foods. The worst thing with this is you get focused on the scales and you get fixated on, oh, I've lost 2 pounds this week, I've lost 4 pounds this week, when actually it doesn't really matter. Weight actually doesn't mean anything. You don't want to be focused on the scales. You probably already know this, but here's the thing. Check out this picture of an overweight mum. I'm going to press the button and you're going to see a picture of an overweight mum. Are you ready? Go. Yeah. This and she is actually a mum. This fitness model is actually overweight in accordance with the government BMI scale. And if she went to Weight Watchers, she'd be told she'd need to lose a couple of pounds here and there. Ridiculous, right? It makes no particular difference. I mean, if you build a layer of muscle, for example, you'll burn more fat anyway, and the scales don't actually mean anything really, unless you've got a major weight problem, as in being obese, or if you're majorly underweight. That if you're in the middle, the scales don't really mean anything. It's just a number. So I hope I banged my point clear there on the fact that the scales don't mean anything. And slimming clubs, like I say, it can negatively affect your relationship with your scales and negatively affect your relationship with the food, particularly in Weight Watchers. I mean, as far as a partner, as far as a husband or a boyfriend has gone, I'm probably the least controlling guy out there. I've never, ever even tried to stop a girlfriend doing anything. But the one time I did, many years ago now, the one time I did, I actually told my girlfriend at the time that she was not going to Weight Watchers because I caught herself trying to make herself sick before the weighing. Okay, and ever since then I've had a real reticence about weighing, about slimming clubs. Okay, so don't get me wrong, if they're working for you, they're working for you. Great. I mean, if you're doing that and it's working for you, you know, maybe this video is not going to help you, but I'm talking to you if you've done these slimming clubs and they're no longer working for you. Okay, so the other thing people do, you do slimming clubs, you also may do gym memberships, jogging, classes. The problem is, I mean, it's great. I mean, if you're one of these gym bunnies that goes to the gym regardless of family commitments and all that, I'm not talking to you right now, okay? I get people to email me saying, well, I love the gym, I go all the time. Well, in that case, why are you watching this video? If what you're doing is working, keep doing it, okay? I'm talking to you if it's not working for you. The thing is with gym memberships and joining classes is it's another thing to do. Okay, it's like you have to go out and pound the pavements. Most people don't run right anyway, and to be honest, if you're overweight, you shouldn't be running, and it's also really inefficient for burning fat. But the main thing is another thing to do. It takes more time. It takes you away from your family. It takes you away from your commitments. It takes you away from spending time with the people that you love. In classes, there's no progression or overload. And the reason I know this, I taught classes for 2.5 years at a gym. I taught 5 classes a week. And I'd have the same people coming along to the classes, and they didn't change a bit in that time. Okay, and the reason because this is they were lifting the same weights each time, and we were doing the same movements because we were restricted to this class. Okay, there's no progression or overload, and if you don't have the progression or overload, you're not going to move forward. And the other thing is most people don't know what they are doing or what to do to achieve the result they want. So a classic one for ladies, they say they want to tone their tummy, so they do sit-ups. They say they want to lose weight. They want to lose weight around their bum and their legs, so they go running. And actually, those two things are probably the worst things you could do. And the other thing is maybe spinning. A lot of girls do spinning. They say I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to do lots of spinning. The problem is if you hold fat on your hips or if you hold fat on your bum, that's probably the worst thing you can do again, because your body will automatically store fat there. So when you start spinning, your body will put fat there in order for it to be burnt off. So you kind of get into this cycle where it never burns off. Don't worry about not knowing this sort of stuff. I only know this sort of stuff because I'm a fitness geek and I read up on this kind of stuff all the time because it's my job. But this is the thing. You need to know what's appropriate for you. Otherwise, you might be doing the wrong thing and not getting the results, and you end up in this weird cycle. So there's a few things. I've talked about slimming clubs. I've talked about gym memberships and jogging. Again, I'm not hating on any of this. Okay, if it works for you, you don't need to worry about this video. Go back to it, and if it's working, that's fantastic, and I'm really happy, and I hope it continues. Okay, so this is what Mummyfit coming on. This is where we're going to draw it back into Katie. Okay, you can do Mummyfit without leaving the house. This is important because at the end of the day, if you leave work late and you miss the gym, or if you've got another place to go, it's going to affect you sticking to the program. So you need to be able to do it without leaving the house. The workouts are only 20 to 30 minutes max. Okay, you don't need to leave the house to go running or anything like that. You can do it in the front room in a really small space with no equipment whatsoever. The other thing I thought is you need weaknesses. I don't call them treats. I can't call them treats. I can't say go and have a treat, have a Chinese, or you've been a bit naughty, or I can't do that. I call it weaknesses because we've all got them. We're human. I've got weaknesses. Everyone's got weaknesses that we like to do every now and again. So I put in chocolate, curry, and wine. I was really funny about doing this because my other program, the Fat Loss Running Project, is really strict. But this one, I figured, it needs to be more sustainable. You need stuff like chocolate, curry, wine, roast dinner in there. I've got a couple of Italian recipes, a couple of Chinese recipes, because you need that. I mean, we all need that. We're human, aren't we? The other thing is the family need to be involved in this. Okay, so if you're doing a diet on your own, you've got to prepare separate foods from your husband and your kids. It's not going to work out long term. It needs to be something that you can all do, you can all eat healthily, and you can all do together. So here's how we did it for Katie. I love that picture of the scale. That just says it for me. I mean, the scales are just, it doesn't tell you anything really. So this is what we did. Single ingredient foods is the first thing. Okay, we take out the processed foods, anything in a package or a box, and we just do single ingredients. So chicken, broccoli, potatoes, they're all single. There's only one ingredient, isn't there? Okay, there's only one ingredient chicken. It's chicken. We also take out wheat, gluten, dairy, and sugar. Okay, these are key because they cause inflammation and they cause bloating. I mean, if you get bloated, your kind of stomach bursts out. You feel uncomfortable. You look a bit more fatter. So by taking the wheat and the gluten out, you can almost immediately reduce that inflammation and the bloating. Okay, dairy. I've got a girl. She stopped. The only thing she did was stop dairy, and she lost 7 pounds in a week. And then sugar. You probably hear people say carbs are the enemy. No, carbs actually aren't the enemy. Sugar's the enemy. Okay. Good fibrous carbs like broccoli and cauliflower and things like that, and sweet potato. They actually help you lose weight rather than put weight on you. When we cheat, or when we go off and we do our weaknesses, we cheat strategically. We don't cheat every day. We cheat on certain days of the week, and we compensate the next day so you burn even more fat. It's a really cool trick. It's a really cool trick. Mummyfit has to fit in with your life and not the other way around. I don't want this to be something that you have to sort of go off and buy special foods and you need to be in a certain place at a certain time. It's got to be something that you can pick up on the way and you can do within your home life. The main thing is there's no calorie counting in this. There's no weighing yourself. You can weigh yourself if you want to. I understand some people like to weigh yourself. There's no weighing foods out or anything like that. It's very simple, very quick and easy, something that you can do just on the off, straight off. Okay, so this is the other thing. I mean, that's the basics. We talked about the wheat, dairy, gluten, taking that out, and the basics. But I need to talk a little bit now about spot reduction. Now, this is something that not many people know. Okay, I've always known when I started being a personal trainer, they tell you that you can't spot reduce. Well, we now know this not to be strictly true. You can actually reduce fat on certain parts of your body. So if you're holding fat on your upper thighs and your bum, if you're holding fat on chest and upper arm, if you're holding fat on your stomach or your lower back and upper back, there is a solution for all of these, okay? So I'll just take an example. Hips, thighs and bum is saying that you're not detoxifying estrogen as you should be, okay? To do this, to help kickstart this, you would maybe eat more cruciferous vegetables. There's also a supplement path, things like fish oils and other things like that can help you. And I cover this in the program quite in depth. If you're carrying it on your chest and upper arm, that means you may have an androgen imbalance, okay, your testosterone imbalance. If it's on the stomach, and this is a main thing, if it's like a mummy tummy, if it's on the stomach, it can actually mean a cortisol secretion. Cortisol is a stress hormone. Okay, it ups it by obviously being stressed, by not sleeping enough, which is a classic as a parent, by not sleeping enough, by taking in too much caffeine, sugar or alcohol. So what you can do to do this is you can reduce it by taking in some Tulsi tea, get more sleep, avoid stressful situations, cut back on your caffeine, okay, and it stores it around the stomach. Now, upper back, lower back and upper back, so muffin top, or if you get a bit around the shoulders, that could indicate insulin imbalance, okay? So you would maybe space your meals further apart and allow for the glucagon, sorry, I just went a bit geeky then, insulin and glucagon secretion, so your body's more in regulation. You see, this is the things that slimming clubs don't tell you and gyms don't tell you. But it's also stuff I know, and this is why I moderate the Mummyfit group, because I can help people like you with these problems in a more specific way rather than just, putting things out there and saying, well, if this fits for you, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If you're in the Mummyfit group, you get access to my knowledge and you get access to what I know, and we can relate it directly back to you. Because there's a solution for all of it. It's just about working it back in with you. So I want to give you some freebies. Head to that URL. You're watching some video, so your best bet is at the end of this video, come back to this page and pause it. Put that URL in and you can get some free stuff. There's 4 free fat burning circuit videos, there's a detox plan there, and there's a secret supplement list, and I think there may be something else in there too. Or this is what you can do. You can join our Mummyfit Project. Okay, the Mummyfit Project is at the moment a private Facebook group. It is going to be growing into a brand new members site as well, and I'm going to put exercise libraries in, recipes in there, and maybe put the forum on there. You get access to a team led by myself who know how to get mummies results. We're going to get support and motivation by other mummies in our private group. It's totally online, so it's going to fit around you. The workouts don't need any equipment. You can do them from home. And as I mentioned, you get to drink wine, eat curry, roast dinners, and have chocolate every single week. Doesn't that sound good? So, if you're watching this video, you can get Mummyfit Project membership for $9.99 per month. There's no contract or anything like that. If it's not working for you, you can just leave. You get your access below and you'll be directed to join the group and we can get you started ASAP. So I'm hopefully going to see you in there. Okay, all the best. Thank you very much for watching this video and have a great day.